Good morning from Doncon Island, which is one of the two islands that you probably come to. And if you wanted to come up to the 4,000 Islands area of Laos, that's probably one of the two. The other one is Don Det, which is like behind me across the Mekong River, which is where most of the accommodations are. And I just wanted to tell people who want to do what we did. We got a bike in Pakse and came up on a motorcycle. And they give you in Pakse a map like this, which is the only useful thing I found on it is it's got a blank side so you can make notes. Doesn't really give you much for information, real information. So here's my version of if you're going to do a motorcycle from Pakse up to the 4,000 Islands. You have two choices. You can come up Route 13, which I kind of think is a little bit boring. It's the fastest route. It'll take you, depends on how many butt brakes you need to take a stop. You can do it probably, and how fast you drive. You can do it doing 70 kilometers an hour. You can probably do it in about 3 hours. We did it in 3.5. We've now made this trip 4 times. But anyway, I find coming up which would be the west side, a much nicer ride. There's much more to see, but you're going to have to take a boat, which is part of my feeling. It's part of the adventure. This is the whole point of taking a motorcycle. You want the adventure. So there's a few things that this map does not tell you. One is if you follow or if you plug in GPS, don't trust GPS. Oh my God, we did. The 3.5 hours became 7 hours. Anyway, here's my take on the trip. If you come up the west side of the island, west side of the river, you'll get to a point where the road will fork. There'll be a road that goes straight, which is what GPS will tell you to take. It'll take you to Wat Po, and then the road stops. So you've got to go back and you've got to take the left at that intersection, which is only like a kilometer and a half away from that intersection. So you easily go back, take that turn. There's another detour where the trucks have to, the road goes straight. You don't want to take that straight because it'll turn to dirt. It turns to dirt immediately, and you kind of go around it. But that's pretty self-explanatory. Just stay on pavement until you get to Sukumaville, Sukuma, I think is how you say it. Sukuma. Anyway, you get the picture. It is actually on the map. And if you watch your GPS, it'll tell you to go straight through there's a roundabout. It's the only roundabout that is on that road. And it's about an hour and a half from Pakse. GPS will tell you to go straight. You don't want to go straight. Trust me, we did it. At that roundabout, diagonally across, there will be a Lao market, where the local markets. So at that roundabout, take a left. You'll go about 10 minutes and you'll see a sign that says ferry boat, which I think is a bit of an exaggeration. I'm not sure that you could really classify these things as boats, but they get you across the river. So you'll follow that around. That paved road will turn to dirt, which will take you down over the bank, and you'll come to where they're offloading gravel from the barges out in the river. And let's see, if you get there and there's no boats going, and there's nobody down by the river where the boats are, just sit and wait. Eventually, somebody will come along and say, "Where are you going?" So they'll take you across, and depending on who takes you across, it's going to cost you, well, I think most we paid was 100,000 kip. The last one was 60,000 kip, but we come across with the family and had a good time. Once you're off the boat, go straight. It'll take you out to Route 13, take a right, head south. So This is where you really don't want to trust your GPS. When you, about an hour or an hour and a half, you come to a sign on the side of the road that says turn right to Don Kong, and it'll take you over a big bridge, and then you'll start taking ferries and dirt roads, no, actually no, roads. They'll take you through rice fields, more boats. It'll take you 2 hours longer if you follow your GPS. So when you get to the sign that says take a right for Don Kong, don't do it. You want to go probably another 10 minutes, and it'll be, I think, the second really major road that'll go off to your right, and it'll say to Pakse. That's the road you want to take. That'll take you down into a small town, depending on the time of day you get there. If you get there early enough in the morning, there's boats going back and forth that'll carry motorcycles. If you get there later in the morning, or if you're in the afternoon, those boats have kind of stopped and they're now hauling goods. So in the morning, you would, when you get to almost the end of the, well, get to the end of the road. Oh, also stop at the gas station to fill your tank up, because it'll be cheaper to buy gas there than it will be on the island. Because on the island, there's not a gas station; they just sell it in soda jugs. A liter, I think, on the island costs 30,000 kip, and I think it's like 20,000 a liter on the mainland. So when you get to the river, if you're in the morning, early enough in the morning, take a left. There's a road that goes almost immediately goes down to onto the shore on the right, and there's a little dock there. And if there's a boat there that looks like it would carry a motorcycle, you can go across that. That one costs 100,000 kip. If you're later in the day and those boats aren't running, when you get to the end of the paved road, take a right, which is actually also paved. There'll be a little building on the left-hand side. You go down, I don't know, 100 meters maybe, and there's a little building overhanging the cliff. And somebody in there will find you a boat that'll take you across. And that cost us 150,000 kip. You know, it's like another $2.50. It's really going to break the bank if you come late. So once you get on the island, there's roads. If you make the mistake that we did the first time, none of those islands had, well, I don't know I didn't even know what islands we were on. It'll take you way the heck out of the way. It was an adventure, and my next video will do the adventure. And we didn't get a lot of footage because it was just so rough trying to drive through rice paddies, and because there was no resemblance of a road. It was just dirt paths, lots of cows, water buffalo, goats, people. So it was pretty hard to video going through that. But anyway, it certainly is an adventure if you want to do it, and you can do it. Don't start it late in the day, because it's going to take you at least 2 hours to go through that. Or you can do it the easy way, just go up 13 and turn down to Nakasang, and it's just so much easier. Anyway, thanks for listening, and anybody that's coming out of Pakse on a motorcycle to go to 4,000 Islands, I hope that helps you. Have a good day and a good adventure.